Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about an approach to dealing with one of the most difficult challenges in any workplace, the micromanager.
No!
Specifically, we'll discuss an approach that I think will give you the best chance of getting a micromanager to give you the space and autonomy you desire while still preserving and maybe even enhancing your relationship with them. We'll break it down into 5 steps. I'll give you a snapshot of the literature that supports this approach, and I'll also include some words and phrases that you might want to use or adapt for your specific situation.
Hey guys, I'm actually editing this video right now, and it's actually way longer than I expected it to be. Like 20 minutes. I don't think anyone should have to sit through me talking for 20 minutes in a row. So I'm going to chop it in half. This is part A. Part B, I'll post up on the channel next week. I hope that's okay.
In case you're new here, my name's Hayden Richards. I am an emergency physician, and this is Comms Lab. On this channel, I share what I've learned about having difficult conversations. I do my best to draw on the academic literature to provide an evidence base for what I recommend, but I also like to provide a personal perspective and give specific suggestions on how this material can be applied in the real world. Okay, so I'd like to start just by explaining a little bit about why I decided to do a video on this topic in the first place. And that is that I have had a number of people contact me over the last few months asking my opinion on how they should manage some specific instance of micromanagement that they were facing in their workplace. And the fact is, I didn't really have a ready answer to give them. I could give them my opinion, but I wasn't sure that that opinion matched up to the academic literature on the topic. I didn't even know if there was an academic literature on the topic. So over the last few weeks, I've done a little bit of a deep dive into that literature, and there is a literature, believe it or not, and really this video is the result of that research.
Hey guys, I thought I'd just throw in a quick disclaimer here, and that is to say that I personally have not experienced that feeling of being micromanaged at work for years. My boss is great, and we actually get on really well. And in practical terms, what that means is that the experience that I'm drawing on in my memories of being micromanaged is actually from quite some time ago as a junior trainee. I don't think that detracts from the validity of the material in this video, but I just wanted to be upfront about that.
Now, just before I get into the details, what I want to say is that the academic literature in the world of business, leadership, and management is quite different to the academic literature that we are perhaps more used to in the world of healthcare science. As far as I'm aware, there's no randomized controlled trials on different approaches to the micromanaging boss. But that is not to say that the recommendations that come out of publications like the Harvard Business Review and other similar sources are not valid or useful. What I've found is that the highest quality material in this area is typically grounded in principles of interpersonal and organizational psychology. It's often corroborated by neuroscience, but it's also often couched in the accumulated experiential wisdom of experts and authors. I guess I just wanted to give you this heads up because I want to acknowledge that you won't find many p-values or standard deviations or other parts of quantitative research in what is to follow. But that doesn't mean that we can't weigh these recommendations against our own experience and give them a go to see what works for us. Okay, so what do I mean by micromanagement? So let's take it back a step. As I said, I had a number of people contact me about this sense that they were being micromanaged. And I guess one of the first things that I wanted to know from them was, what was this experience like? What was this experience of micromanagement? And when I asked them this question, that their answers were really interesting in that they were all quite different, and yet they had some important common elements. For some, it was the perception of excessive scrutiny in a very specific situation. For example, maybe they were running a resuscitation of a very sick patient, or some other intense team process, and their boss was just kind of standing there and watching them, and that kind of bothered them. For some, it was the perception of this kind of imposed urgency. For example, maybe they'd been given some specific task and they felt like they had the task in hand and they had appropriately prioritized that task amongst all the other tasks that they had on their list that day. But the boss just sort of kept checking on them and asking them if they'd done it yet.
Have you done it yet? Have you done it yet? Are you finished? Have you done it yet? Have you got it done? Are you finished? Have you done it yet? Gatsby, have you done it yet? Are you there? Are you finished? Gatsby, have you done it yet? Are you finished? Have you done it yet? Are you ready? Are you finished? You finished? You done?
And for some, it was this perception that the boss wanted to just kind of control every minor detail of what they were doing and perhaps even take over what they were doing, take over the project that they were working on.
No, Gatsby, that's not how you do it. No, don't do it like that. No, don't do it more like this. That's not how you do it. No, you know what? More like this. No, you know what? You know what, Gatsby? Don't do it more like this. No.
Whatever the specific situation, the common element seemed to be that, one, you are engaged in task at work that you feel you have under control, and two, there is a person, usually a senior person, who is attempting to exert control over the situation to a degree that you feel is unnecessary, possibly counterproductive, and definitely unwelcome. The bottom line was that people felt like their boss did not trust them. Okay, let's talk briefly about the personal effect of being micromanaged and how we typically respond. I would say that most of us know how it feels to be micromanaged. The data I gleaned from my reading and from my conversations with others is that typically seems to be two aspects to how people respond to that. Firstly, there was some kind of cognitive emotional response, maybe anger, maybe annoyance, maybe frustration, maybe hurt, maybe confusion. Secondly, there was often some kind of behavioral element to the response as well, and most commonly the response was actually not to address the boss directly, but to kind of give off what they felt to be increasingly obvious signs in their body language that they didn't like what their boss was doing. And you know, if this sounds familiar to you, I don't blame you. I've done the same thing myself. It is hard to address these kinds of things, particularly with someone senior to yourself, and particularly if you don't feel like you have the tools to address it effectively and in a kind of psychologically safe way. The problem with this approach, according to Professor Manzoni of the European Institute for Business Administration, is that it can be interpreted as a kind of passive-aggressive pushback, kind of resistance, which can actually make things worse. Quoting Manzoni, "If I sense disdain, I'm going to be encouraged to show you that on my forehead it says boss, and on yours, it doesn't."
Okay guys, I have literally run out of time to finish editing this video. So I'm going to post what I've got and we're going to leave it there for this week. I'm going to post part B next week and we'll run through the 5-step process that I've researched for addressing this problem. I'll post the video part B somewhere here, and there'll be a link in the description below. Take care. I will see you in part B. Bye.